riding home on the open road alone. And when I'm gone for a week, I promise I won't give you a chance to get lonely. And when I'm away, I'll think of things that you told me. And it's always worth it when I get home. She told me I'm useless, you help me get better.
Future Wrestling Podcast right here. And this is Future Wrestling Cruise Control episode number 2. I almost sound like Funaki there, right there. But I'm not alone. Drew is in the room.
What up, man?
Welcome, Drew. How are you tonight?
you.
And where can they check you out at?
I just can say I honestly love any intro with a reference to Funaki. Number 1. And everybody can check me out at Drew Ortman on Twitter, kayfabetoday.com.
Awesome. Thank you, sir. You are so very, very simple. Of course,
Thank you, man.
Ladies first. I'm going to do it right now. Megan Starr is in the house.
What up?
Welcome.
How's it going, Logan?
I'm here. I'm excited to be on the show with you again. How are you tonight?
I'm fantastic.
Fantastic.
Just
Good.
peachy. Yep.
Where can they check you out at there, Megan Starr?
You can find me on pretty much everything at the Megan Starr. That's 2 E's and 2 R's.
Of course, the daddy of them all, Travis, from the Hibiki TMD podcast right there.
Daddy.
Logan.
Daddy.
Hello.
Welcome, Travis. How are you tonight?
Best intro of all time.
Sorry, but now I'm gonna just respond to Travis. Hey, Daddy. How's it going? That's right.
How's Daddy doing?
Hello. I'm dead. Daddy's doing good.
Where can they check you out at?
On YouTube, Hibiki TMD. Hit that subscribe, the reset button, all sorts of goodness. Never drew a dime on Grapple Vision, Kayfabe Today podcast, first thing in the morning.
Well done, sir. Glad that we're all here. Once again, all 4 of us. Right here on Future Wrestling Podcast, Cruise Control, episode number 2. Let's get down to business, guys. On 205 Live.
Let's do
Let's
it.
do this.
The very first match of the night, kicked off the episode of 205 Live, was Mark Andrews taking on Akira Tozawa.
How great does that sound on paper?
Yeah. Definitely.
And on paper, these two are, to me, I don't know. I wasn't expecting much, because I guess I just wanted more. I wanted newer talent, but then again, you can't get rid of the old talent that's been serious in this division for a long time. Akira Tozawa is pretty damn good, and this match was definitely over the top.
Agree.
Do you think they got about like half the show? Like with this match?
Yeah.
Well, it was a solid match. They both did well. Commentary was good. It was a typical cruiserweight match. A little bit of, on the mat, a little bit in the air. At one point, my son swore up and down that Andrews had 2 mohawks, and I said, no, that's just his hair. Like we had that conversation. So, obviously, there was some hair wrestling going around there. I don't know.
Speaking of the commentators that you mentioned, did anybody else have this feeling like I watch 205 Live off and on every week, and I've been watching it more so lately since things started to change a little bit. Did I completely miss when the commentary switched it out? I didn't even see it at all.
Yeah,
I didn't even notice.
At this point, Christ, a couple months ago, or at least Vic Joseph's been, and he was the House of Hardcore commentator, right, Logan, originally?
Yes, he was.
Yeah.
And Nigel's, he's grown on me. He was kind of robotic when he first came to WWE, in my opinion, but I just think he was just kind of getting used to it there. But I feel like he's growing into it more and more.
No, I think that they're a good team. I think they work well together.
Yeah.
You know, they keep you interested.
I like the transitions into submissions and all that. I really enjoyed the fact that Mark Andrews actually brought a couple submissions that I honestly haven't seen in a long time.
What the hell is it called? Slumdog Millionaire? That fucking stunner move he did that was insane that I've never seen. I was like, wow. And like, I had to like wait for the replay, but at first it was like Nigel McGuinness like, no, I'm not a millionaire. I'm like, what the fuck did he say? What is it called? But it was great. It was probably maybe spot of the night out of any of the matches for me. It's good. These guys had a great contrast in styles. I don't know if they've ever worked for, but you could tell like when guys just have chemistry off the bat, and they definitely had it here. I like to see more, quite frankly, too.
So, with your opinion, watching this and having seen, you know, an insane amount of WWE matches, and from the Cruiserweight Classic all the way up to the main roster, from seeing this, how much, like, give do you think they were given to go out there and do whatever?
All of it. All of it. I think for the last 3 weeks, it's not even a rumor now. It's come out official. Triple H controls 205 live now for the last couple weeks. They're trying to make it what pretty much shows like ours have bitched about for a year, and everyone's just make it like the CWC was. Make it streamlined, simple, let the action, you know, make it different enough where it sticks out in a positive way. And they're, you know, you think Triple H was probably frustrated as shit now for a year looking back. This is a drastic ass change for the show. You know, and you're just picking up again, Drew. Like Megan, Logan, and I've been watching for, but you're just picking back up into it really because it was that bad, quite frankly.
And that's why I stopped watching because it got so bad. Yeah.
It got repetitive. It was kind of like they only had a certain amount of people, and then they were just rotating the people, but they weren't switching the people. Like they were making the storylines go too long for the type of show it was. I remember that always being my complaint.
That's
it was like,
you said the perfect word in that. You said the exact phrase. That's all you got to say. Storylines. That's what that. And there, you look at tonight. There was no bullshit, filler, nothing, no gaga. There was a simple promo with Jack Gallagher and the tremendous Rockstar Spud, and that was good. Once again, he knocked it out of the park for me on a promo on the mic. But it was.
And he didn't look as orange this week.
Yeah. Well, sorry. What?
He didn't look as orange this week. Like, it's almost kind of like they made him be like, stop it.
Yeah. Orange is huge.
Yeah. They called him at the hotel this morning before he went to the building. He was like, do not stop and get a spray tan on the way here this time. Just come straight to the building.
You're not allowed to.
We promise.
You're going to get a
For tracking your car, don't do another spray tan.
If you could grow another couple inches, that'd be awesome, too.
But it was really weird. Go ahead, Megan, sorry.
I don't care how short he is. I think it's actually. I think it almost adds to his appeal how tiny he is. Because I'm like, oh, he's so cute and tiny. He kind of reminds me of an Oompa Loompa. And then he like pulls off some shit. And you're like, well, I wasn't expecting that from the Oompa Loompa, but that was still cool.
When it goes to prove that, every time he comes out, what do we all across the board still say? Oh, Spud.
Yeah.
Yeah. I had like a surreal moment tonight watching this match when they showed Spud watched him backstage on a monitor. He was watching Mandrews. It's like and they were like kind of attached at the hip in a way in TNA for a while. So it's like what show is like? It's just crazy, and we keep saying it more and more how much TNA talent has migrated and how like Logan, you and I just said that cheap plug to our new NXT show the other night. How much it's changed. Like years ago, the general consensus was WWE doesn't want these fucking TNA guys. Fuck these TNA guys. But we see that was, I guess, either horseshit or there's changing of the guard, Triple H, just all this. But it's crazy. And they just more and more TNA guys are on their way.
And that's
isn't Vince more now about the football thing?
Yeah.
And so he's giving up some of it to, I don't know if it's all Triple H. Triple H definitely has a hand in a lot of it, but I don't know if it's all him.
I think he's giving up some, if the whole company was like a body, he's giving up a couple limbs to Triple H for now to see how he does, but I think the rest, like the core, is still, he's still got his eye on that shit.
Oh, the manias and the fucking, the marketing, that's got to be greenlit through Vince, though, I'm pretty sure.
Well, and if you're going to look at a card like, let's say Fastlane or even Mania to that point, anywhere, Raw, SmackDown, anything in between, you can kind of watch them and know whether Vince has got his hands all over it, because who the fuck wants to watch it?
Speaking of Fastlane, real quick, and Drew, do you feel like WWE's stacking the odds against your Balor pick? Because I feel like ever since you made that, they just keep adding more and more fucking guys. To
You're talking about
That's yeah. Well, that's the whole point, I think, behind the whole thing, is like you stack the odds as far against this little guy as you can, and then he beats the beast.
Yeah.
So, okay, I don't know. I got tagged on Instagram by one of my best friends. She was like, "Did you see this shit?" And so, is it going to be on Facebook Live?
Elimination Chamber?
Like, the 7 chambers, like, that match is going to be on Facebook Live.
Oh, just the match? They're going to put them?
Yeah.
I don't
So
know.
it was the WWE page, and she
Yeah.
was like, "Do you see this shit?" Because I was at work, and it literally says in the caption that Kurt Angle says it's going to be 7 in the chamber, which to me is okay. That's odd, but okay, whatever. I don't know how you're going to work that, because it's already a cramped structure as it is to add. I don't know. Anyways,
Like a dog cage in there. Just have the guy
I'm thinking like Shark Tank, and then they just drop one of them in, like Braun Strowman, just put him in the Shark Tank, hanging above, and when it's time, just drop him.
At this
Fuck
point,
it.
with like 7 guys in there, just like a big circle, just put them each in a dunk tank. And
Yep.
just have whoever is last man standing in the dunk tanks. It's someone blindfolded in the middle, randomly throwing balls, and that's how they determine the number.
I see it going one of two ways, actually. Is either they'll do the lame thing where we're all like conspiring, like, is it going to be a dog cage? Is it going to be a Shark Tank? And then they'll get to it and they're like, oh no, we're just starting with 3 guys. That's what we do.
Yeah.
I think it's either going to be that, or are they both in it?
Well,
Miz
so
and
I
Stare
heard-
in the same cell.
Do they have like a drawing to see what 2 guys share? A fucking
Right.
chamber.
And then Miz can just stare at him for like.
And then while they're inside the chamber, like one of them puts a sheet between them. So they have
This is my side of the chamber, okay?
This
You can't
my
go over here.
It's Braun. I know this isn't Raw
Well-
Logan, but God, Braun was so fucking awesome this week.
Oh my gosh,
I
that
said-
cello.
I texted you, didn't I?
I don't know, because I didn't watch live, because it's Raw.
Raw is
That was the
become-
time that I turned on Raw, was right before that happened.
Cello, it's a bass.
But they kept calling it. Michael Cole called it a fucking guitar. I was like, what the hell?
Oh.
You
I
know.
think that string was meant to break right away. Because that made it even better, you know?
That was perfect.
Shout out to
There was,
Ashley.
there was
and
no
Tater.
orchestra equipment on 205 Live, though, tonight, Logan, is where we're getting at, I guess.
Yeah. Oh, shit.
That's why it's the best
Back on track.
Shout out to Ashley and Tater Snake in the chat, and Tater Snake says Spud gave his tanning spray to Gulak, I believe.
That's true.
Well, it did look a little darker
Yeah.
and a little orange. I see it. Okay, Tater, good points.
Yeah.
Huge.
CG.
And Ashley says no, he announced it on Facebook Live. It will be on the network as usual. They will start with more guys, from her understanding. I think that's what I think they're just gonna add another pod or whatever, but that's not what we're here to talk about. That could be for a future show. The Mark Andrews defeated Akira Tozawa tonight, and like you guys said off the top of the dome right here, chemistry out the ass, and I enjoyed this match.
It was a little depressing at first to see like Mark Andrews, like his gimmick, right? Come on, wave your hands, booked after SmackDown and Mixed Match to like a dead crowd. That was a little awkward at first, but thank God he's so talented in ring to like the crowd was invested by the end of this, just like the next match we're gonna review.
But that to me, that's why 205 Live is starting to become what it should have been to begin with after the CWC.
Yeah. We talked about the plans they had, I believe, last week. If Enzo had not got released, right, about how it was supposed to be him and Cedric working a fucking long program through Mania with, like, Nia involved. Thank God. I mean, I'm not saying thank God because the allegations, but, ooh, dodged a bullet, man.
Well, to me, the question is, to start this whole thing off before we go into anything else is who's going to be the two guys?
We don't know all the guys yet. That's
Yeah,
the thing.
I
Roddy.
can't answer that, Logan.
I want to
Triple H
see
likes
after all
Roddy.
the first rounds are done, and then I can answer that, actually.
Right?
Sorry.
Well, should we talk about the rumors about Leo Rush, maybe?
No, let Drew go ahead. Drew's trying to say something. I
Go
kept
ahead.
cutting him.
Oh no, I was just saying. I think that being Triple H's guy, it'll be Roddy, at least one of them, in at the end, and I think he'll have a huge match with was it Pete Dunne for the UK title?
Tomorrow.
Yeah,
So
I
that's
think
tomorrow. Yeah, that's strong.
I
yeah.
think that'll be huge, and I think he'll lose, but he'll go over because of the match they'll put together, and then that'll kind of shove him into that spotlight even farther to go to the finals.
Plus, technically, I guess, because this is from the tapings, this was like his NXT send-off match in a way, so you would think he like puts it all out there in this one, especially with Pete Dunne, for Christ's sakes.
Right. And he
I
was
hope so.
he was a surprise in the first round, honestly, and I think that's another kind of, you know.
I have read that Triple H, that's definitely one of his cornerstones he wants to make for the new 205 Live. He's a strong guy through and through.
He's
I
a
am too. I
strong guy.
love Roddy Strong. I'm not a big fan of his mic work, but don't focus on that as much. Simple.
We're you know what, and I think we're in the era, just when you mentioned the whole Balor thing earlier, we're in the era of where, you know, some guys are going to be kind of shitty on the mic, and we're just going to have to deal with that, and it's not going to matter.
It's every era too. A lot of people forget that. Every era has shitty people on the mic. It's always going to be like that till the end of time because we're human beings, and there's always going to be good and worse at everything. And you need that. You need guys, I feel like, that aren't as good sometimes because it just enhances the guys that are even more.
Absolutely. Akeem was pretty sweet on the mic.
Bet your ass.
I wouldn't mind seeing Roderick Strong go all the way and face Cedric Alexander at Mania.
Ah, that'd be awesome. That'd be awesome. I'd like.
It would be good. It would be very good.
But
Lots of good possible matches just based on the guys you already know that have advanced, quite honestly.
and I still have this funny feeling that Neville will be like the last guy in the tournament. I have this funny feeling.
Imagine that they changed the whole division to like go more towards the in-ring action and all that, and then at the end there he is, surprise, bam,
Yeah.
shit.
Neville
Could have it at like Elimination Chamber. Have like the last qualifying first round. Have it like a mystery guy or something. And
Oh, that'd be such a huge pop he would get.
Yep.
They don't
Neville
even know.
Neville versus Cedric Alexander, Neville versus Roderick Strong, and anybody with Neville is going to be very fantastic. It's going to be very good.
Gerald Briscoe.
Yeah, time and knots, son.
Stretched him, brother.
And I wouldn't be
That was
against. I wouldn't be against one of the guys in the tournaments in the future be a guy coming back from like the past, and that's what I was hoping for, like a guy like Rey Mysterio to come back and just be involved.
You're
But
not
that's
gonna get it.
Not gonna get it now, but
Yeah.
And never gonna get it.
You know what? I kind of agree with this because I feel like if he would have stayed, it would have been cool at first. He would have fizzled out like they always fucking do in their nostalgia acts in WWE. I think he made the right because there's a buzz over there, and he's never done it. You know?
yeah, I agree with that. Now, if the Hurricane wouldn't have returned at the Royal Rumble and he would have came back as Gregory Helms, I wouldn't have been against that either for this tournament.
He used to hit that gym though.
Okay, so looking at the first round of the tournament so far, do we have anybody that's been outside of that bubble of young indie or CWC talent that's come in? Has there been any like quote unquote legends or maybe slightly past their prime?
like a day. And then,
Yeah. But that was just in the Cruiserweight Classic, right?
See, I want to say Brian Kendrick, but he qualifies as a CWC guy because he was in it. But he's like the most WWE-ish guy, I'm thinking.
Yeah, I just can't. I think it's almost like this tournament so far. When you mentioned bringing in somebody like Helms or anybody that could fit, they've kept it pretty like not tainted by that, and I like that. That's cool.
I think a Paul London could fit for a couple, like a couple one-offs or something. I'm not saying, and I'm not even a Paul London fan. I'm just saying I think he could go. Matt Sydal would be a good grab.
That'd be amazing.
Oh.
They don't want Daniels. I don't think Daniels will ever fucking work for WWE, but if he could drop some weight, I think he'd have to do it soon because he's no spring chicken, but Daniels would fit.
I don't think it would be a serious run if he did.
No. It was like off into the sunset, kind of shutting down shop at the big E in the sky.
I'm not the biggest Brian Kendrick fan, but what if the Brian Kendrick actually was involved in a match in the tournament? I don't know if he's still injured or anything. I haven't seen anything lately. But what if Paul London did return and he was the surprise against the Brian Kendrick?
Now, see, that would be pretty fucking sweet.
Here's a guy also I'm shocked that, I can't remember the last time I seen him because I don't watch Impact. DJ Zima Ion. I always thought he was pretty good.
Yeah, I think he's hurt.
Where's he at? Where the fuck has he been doing?
Yeah, he was hitting the indies really hard after TNA, and then I think he got a pretty fucked up injury. But he's got, it's not bad enough he can't come back, but knocked him out for a little bit.
Oh, see, there's so much that they can do. And don't forget one of the matches that was announced next week.
Can Naomi and DJZ be a team? Sorry.
That's true. That's a good call, Drew. See, that's why you're here. Look at that.
Hot takes.
And you know what? Look for that in a Biggie Pro someday. I'm booking it.
It should be booked.
Shout out to Wild Wayne Bates. He's a hell of a guy. I got to work with him a little bit this week. The editing room. He's a character.
He's a very good character. If you want to meet him, that's like $30.
Honestly, it's very simple. All it takes is the right phone call and the right price to restock that cruiserweight division whenever you need. Look at New Japan. Look around wrestling in general in these quote territory indie scene going on. Just look. It would be very simple, especially they're doing it the right way now, the serious route. Fucking do it. Spend the money on something good instead of some shitty Family Guy wannabe show on your fucking network that I'm never going to watch. I'm always going to skip past. To watch like WCW. I would prefer to watch the worst, most boring Vern Gagne match than any of those animated things on WWE Network. I tried them too. It's not like I didn't give them a chance. Story time is excellent, but that's different. They cheated. That's not them. That's the guys talking. Sorry.
Well, Tater Snake said in the chat, Wild Wayne was a tad bit biased towards the Logan Myers. Just saying.
I didn't say he was a good guy. He's just a character.
I think that Wild Wayne guy.
He's biased.
He's a cunt.
He is a twat. Twatty cunt.
And don't get me started on that Mr. Donovan.
Oh no, the glasses came off.
He takes 2 showers a day. He's clean as a whistle.
But like I said,
let's talk about a match or something right now.
Don't forget that they did announce 2 matches next week. During the interview with Jack Gallagher, whatever you want to call him, he will be taking on Mustafa Ali, and he's going to be wearing wrestling attire. I've been hearing that word a lot lately, and that's a good thing. It definitely seems like Triple H is involved more into making this not so much, being entertainment and more wrestling.
They just looked at one match with him in his suit and was like, this is awful. Who did that? Who said give the pass on this fucking shit? Because I never liked it. I thought it looked silly.
So are they going to bring back the striped rainbow shorts again or something?
I think he's
or the trunks? I don't know what the fuck he was wearing, but I remember them being stripes and rainbow.
Megan's got a point.
Just redoing it. They're whitewashing the booking from the past couple months, honestly. I think they're just, clean slated it.
I didn't really, he was good as a goofy guy, but I like what he's became, but yeah, he should be wrestling. I don't know why he's wrestling in a suit. That's just dumb.
Megan's got a very good point there. He shouldn't be wearing the rainbow colors. It should be all black. Bam.
Yeah. If he's a heel, if he's doing that, when he was a babyface, definitely. But yeah, I agree.
Like he's not the type of character that, like for example, Sami Zayn, like how he acts as a heel. It's got to be different. It's got to be more of a dangerous Jack.
Yeah. With like tidbits of silliness, because Regal was really good at that, at being a badass a lot. But then like all the classic comedy Regal stuff he'd throw in too, he was good at doing. Just like that fine balance those certain guys can do. It's just what they're given too, honestly, with the storylines to work with.
Yeah, and they also Travis, fill in the listeners. Who else was announced that will be in a match next week?
Buddy Jack Murphy and Ari Daivari.
Mm-hmm.
Buddy Jack Murphy.
Buddy Jack Murphy from Australia. Mr. Alexa Bliss, right?
Right.
I think so, yeah.
I wonder how this match is going to be. I'm very curious on how good it's going to be with Murphy versus Daivari. Because Daivari's okay in the ring. I'm not the biggest fan. He doesn't pop your eyeballs out of your head watching him in the ring.
Well, he's a Daivari.
But Murphy, I like the fact like they did like the package on him and all that, and he did like the weight. That's what they need to do, is bring in guys and let them do their own weight. And he was literally what was it, 204.4 or something?
Yeah, like the weigh-in they did.
Yeah, they need to continue that trend, so people like that's watching understand that this is under 205, because there's too many questions on, is that guy even under that weight?
Yeah. They took the format you on Cruise Control have begged for a year. Keep it simple, the match vignette. They're doing it. They listen to you, Logan.
Finally.
And no Brian Kendrick in sight, so I know you're thankful every day.
I almost had a heart attack. They would have announced him next week. I don't think I would have had Cruise Control next week.
I think they're over putting the title on Kendrick. Those days are probably long gone. I think they learned that it just didn't. It was alright, I guess.
I just didn't understand why they did it to begin with. Like, and to be honest with you, that actually went for like a Akira Tozawa, because there was no reason to put the belt on him so quickly. There was no reason to even put it on Rich Swann when he was around and won the title. It's sad that we've had so many guys win the championship and it didn't mean anything. It didn't mean anything because Neville took it to that new ladder. Like he kept climbing.
This is something I've noticed about Neville, especially since the show's being booked different. This might be a hot take. I think Neville's tremendous, and I think he was definitely the shining star for the past year. But if it had remained the same format from the tournament, would he have stood out as being great so much? You know what I mean? Would it have been he's tremendous. Don't get me wrong. His promos are fucking on point. As a heel, he's great. I'm kind of thankful in a way it was shitty, so we did get to see him, like, the big fish in little pond or whatever with Neville. But I think it might have been a little different had it just been stacked. Like if Ibushi had stayed and Sabre Jr. and all those fucking guys are selling it, if it would just been like that, I don't know. It would have been great though.
And he kind of was like the anything will look good standing next to a pile of garbage. Like, not that he was awful, but I'm just saying, he was the champion of something that wasn't that great.
And looking at it right now, the tournament is what, 16 competitors?
I think.
And we're on.
I think so.
Unless they change their mind.
Which they could, because they've been known to do that before.
Unless Vince comes back. Where's Alicia Fox?
Don't.
190.
She's got to manage one of these fucking guys.
We're
Put her in the tournament, damn it.
Next week will be
Put her in
week
the
4,
tournament.
right?
Fuck it.
I'm right. Next week will be week 4. So we have 4, 8, 12. So is next week the last, or
First
There's
round
gotta be
one.
one more, and I'm thinking if they do it where like the very last first round match is like we don't like a big deal on a mystery guy. If it's not Neville, I could see him doing Ricochet. Even though he just came up in NXT, he's seasoned enough and he's got that much hype around him. I could see him pulling that trick out of their.
It'd be like the whole AJ Styles at the Rumble thing.
Exactly. They haven't had one of those in a while. Those immediate call up shocker guys, really. Well, have they? On the main roster,
Not that
maybe.
big. Not that big.
Yeah.
And
Ricochet is no way that established or big, but he is definitely one of the most popular guys in the world right now. We could.
One,
say
I
so.
think that the whole Will Ospreay thing and the internet deal kind of shot him into a different domain of people.
Vader.
Yeah.
Why didn't Vader get that much play? Why isn't he as in demand? He got the best promo out of all three of them on Will Ospreay last year.
When you start wearing a T-shirt to the ring, it's over.
It's true. No, you mean work in the match, the whole run, and not just to the ring. You mean
Yeah.
like a Flair last Nitro kind of thing.
Exactly.
I feel, to me, like 16 men in a tournament isn't enough. I think they should have did it like a 32 and tried to get, since they're bringing up guys from NXT and all that, I feel like they have enough talent that they could do a 32 men. And I think they can get it done before WrestleMania.
You know what's? I think if they would have started earlier, they could have done something like that. And then, can you imagine if they built that thing up for so many weeks at the same pace they're at now? By the time you got to WrestleMania, that match would be like, fuck, you know?
Hype train.
Yeah.
Classic.
Yeah, because
Simple,
you have...
effective.
Yeah,
Mhm.
exactly. Because
Pro wrestling.
you still have Elimination Chamber. You could always add a Cruiserweight match to that. You got all these Raws, which the Cruiserweights have not been on in, I don't even know how long it's been.
Mm-hmm.
So
Well, we know at least TJP is probably getting a spot. I would assume Kendrick, right, is probably going to get a spot. Maybe.
I think he's out another month or two, though.
Maybe Rich Swann comes back.
Gallagher been in it yet?
He will be in next week.
Yep.
So,
There's going to be another surprise or two, I think.
but if it is 16, then next week's the last two matches.
What's chat think about surprises or people they might see in it? Anything?
Well, nothing.
Ricochet's a good. That's a good start.
Ricochet and Neville, Mania, book it.
Oh my God. That'd be
Jesus
awesome.
Christ.
Just book it.
You want
Okay.
some coffee with your pie in the sky?
I'm sorry, if you want to fix 205 Live, you gotta have Neville back. Including this tournament, you have to have Neville.
That's the biggest match you could do, probably, right now.
What?
Considering the circumstances.
Did Cedric have a match yet?
Yeah, anyone.
Okay. I'm trying to think of any obvious ones that could knock out one of those four really quick.
I think Cedric, in a way, has lost a lot of momentum from that little shitty run at the end with Enzo. I think it hurt him.
Yeah, absolutely. Because he could have been having great matches, and he was just trying to have a decent match.
Yeah.
Tater Snake says for a surprise, DJ Z, already mentioned.
Book it, brother.
Dude,
Book it, brother.
And Tater Snake's gonna like this, but if Chad Gable was not involved with anything with Shelton,
That's true.
he would be perfect.
That's a crowd favorite, but that's true. He would be.
Yeah.
Tommaso Ciampa, I remember, was in the tournament, but he's injured. Gargano, he's on another level. He's beyond us.
He's main roster bound at some
He
point.
just established the fuck out of himself a couple weeks ago.
Now he's going to be that. Just to throw this out there real quick, he's going to be that guy. Like, even if Ballard does my prediction this time and does the whole conquering everything, Gargano will be the one step above that. That'll just make everybody cry.
Not to keep going off track, Logan, I'll just ask this one last question. We'll get back to you if I promise. But I'm having fun. Damn it, I want to ask this. Have any of you guys gone back and rewatched that Al Missing Gargano match from TakeOver just to see if it was worthy of the fight? I have. God damn. I
watched it twice.
Flawless. And at the time, like, it was like the end of the show. I was getting ready to do a post show. I was kind of tweeting and half zoning it, when it was live. So to go back, that match is a must see. So good.
Here's how I know how good it was watching it the first time and just taking it all in. I watched it a second time and realized by 3/4 the way through the match, I was trying to pinpoint everything going on to make sure it was like perfect for the rating. I realized it just sucked me in and it didn't matter. That's how good it was.
Yeah, it was tremendous.
What do you
Megan,
think, Megan?
did you catch it a second time?
No.
Did you like it the first time as much as everyone pretty much is saying it's like critically acclaimed and shit?
It was rememberable. It was memorable. I don't know. It wasn't. I don't know if it was. It was a good match. One of the best matches I've seen in a while. But I don't know. I don't rewatch a lot. I don't rewatch a lot of the newer stuff. I don't know.
That's true. I don't either. And that's another thing about this, which is kind of a good segue. This is the first time I've actually rewatched this in the men's rumble this year. Is the first time I've gone back and rewatched anything for. Usually I'm like, oh, glad that's dust with modern paper. You know what I'm saying? I feel you. Definitely.
The Raw. You went back and watched the Rumble?
The men's rumble. I went back.
Well, yeah.
At the time I didn't really catch all of it because of like work and shit like that. But.
Oh, okay. I'm just thinking. I don't know. It was okay.
I think.
But yeah, typically I don't rewatch a lot of the new stuff. So yeah, a lot of the new stuff. It's just it kind of is what it is. When it stands out, and then I want to see if it's. I think that's definitely going to be one. So like we go back and we watch stuff from almost 20 years ago now. God, we're old. I think it will be one of those that people will rewatch. 20 years from now, 15 years from now.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a good match, yeah.
Imagine how good the Gargano Ciampa match will be too.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
I think
considering like the taste of violence levels we're seeing with like we just saw with Adam Cole and Aleister Black and what they're letting these guys do. Yeah, with a grudge match payoff like that, I can't wait.
Gargano will be the biggest thing ever.
and by the way, Ghostbusters is 34 years old.
Oh, nice. Yeah.
Think about that.
Nice.
That's amazing.
I think at the end of the day, I think Gargano is going to end up going to 205 Live in the Cruiserweight division. For some reason, I do. But I don't think he should be there long. Because he is like that Neville type guy.
Yeah. Definitely. They say it on commentary a lot. They do a lot of comparisons with Gargano and Daniel Bryan. We've been saying that on shows about Sami Zayn for a while when he was a babyface. He could be that, but I see it in Gargano way more as like that next kind of underdog sensation. Because it's Johnny Wrestling, and it's one of those like characters that's everybody can universally get behind in a way. He's a simple character, I guess. I don't know. And he's really fucking good, which doesn't help. Well, I mean, which does help, I should say. Jesus.
And then for me, like an Aleister Black going to 205 Live, not happening. He's just, to me, he's the character itself.
Yeah.
It's too big for that. Gargano, though, I think for the Cruiserweight division would actually help that division more in the long haul.
I don't know. I would put Gargano. I feel like Gargano on Raw right now is what Rollins should be as a babyface, in a way.
Yeah.
Seth is kind of growing on me, like last. Like
Seth's just a better heel. That's what it is.
Mhm.
Like for some reason, like on Monday Night Raw this past Monday, Seth Rollins kind of grew on me. His promo was good with Kurt, and it came off as like maybe Seth Rollins as the champion isn't a bad thing.
They've pulled back the reins too, you can tell, because if you think about it, that match he had, the Kingslayer shit with Triple H and Mania, right, with Stephanie, that should have made him immediately, based on the way they've booked in years, him the biggest babyface in Angles this year, but he's not, and that you can tell maybe he's lost faith in them, that he just doesn't have it. They feel like they're pulling back, testing him. Who knows? I mean, that's their fault. I mean, they pandered to the crowd, but turning Rollins babyface. I feel like when he came back a year or two ago, whenever it was, at Money in the Bank or some shit. I don't know. It was worth a shot, but you could just tell off the bat he's just better as a heel. He's naturally suited that way. But let's get back to 205 Live, Logan. Let's cruise along on the format.
Well, the next match.
We're shy. We're weird scoundrels tonight. We're just going all over the place.
Yeah. Well, there's a lot of a lot to talk about when it comes to like anything right now, because there's more questions than answers right now going into the WrestleMania season. And for me, 205 Live in the Cruiserweight division is actually in the top 3 on questions. Like, what are they going to do? Who's going to be who's going to be involved in the end?
Is it fair to say already this early in that this is maybe like one of the most intriguing Mania seasons in years already?
Oh yeah.
Like what are they going to do as opposed to like, oh, Goldberg and Brock, check. That's a pretty set in stone by now. You know where we were last year with this kind of shit.
Right.
And for me, the Cruiserweight title should not be defended on the pre-show this year. I really don't think that should be what happens.
They're gonna. It's 2 hours. If they got to stop the 2 hour thing, that's ridiculous. Everybody knows that, but they're gonna do it. And it's just I guess the era we're in, where you have to accept certain things that aren't gonna change because it's just the fucking structure, the corporate bullshit they're doing. But I mean, it'd be a shame to have a fucking tournament build up this long on the pre-show. But could you not see them doing it? Really, I totally could.
Oh, I bet they will. I still think Vince sees it as that's a subpar show. Like, it's underneath. Put it on the pre-show.
Yeah. Maybe Triple H is just telling these guys to go out there and put balls to the wall to just get the old man's attention and be like, these guys are worth the shit in a way. He's capitalizing on these few weeks. In his eyes, he's got a limited time with the show, so show Vince what they're capable of and show it up the old man's ass. I don't know.
And they have. No doubt about it. Like,
they got to keep it going, though.
If Vince McMahon was watching anything off of 205 Live the past 3 weeks, it's you don't need to have like segments or storylines that are based off stupidity. You can tell a story just in the ring, and these guys the past couple weeks have done that, including the main event of tonight on 205 Live, which was Jack Gallagher.
No.
Jack Gallagher.
No.
Oh my. See, I'm thinking about next week. Drew Gulak, Tony Nese.
You're excited for his undies to come back so much. I can't stop thinking about it.
My bad.
You want it to be the rainbow ones too, so bad. I know you, Logan. Just admit it. You don't want the black.
Well, he's got to have black.
Well, you know.
He's a fucking.
Okay. You thought about that a little too long there, Logan.
I know.
You're like, well, kinda is
you
what
said
everybody.
No, Drew Gulak taking on Tony Nese tonight was, wow. Halfway through it, before Drew Gulak turned into this Dean Malenko type guy in that ring, I was about to say Tony Nese. This was Tony Nese's time. Is that fair to say?
Yeah. I don't think he's 205 and under. I gotta be honest.
No, he's got to be at least
on.
220, 230 maybe.
Look at that deezed up motherfucker. There's no way he's under. And I know Buddy Murphy's 204, but Christ, I mean, ooh.
Well, I gotta say,
he's miscast. He needs to be on SmackDown.
Yeah.
Hopefully.
But I think the one thing that they're looking at Tony Nese right now, yeah, he's good in the ring, but how good is he going to be on the mic? And I know Drew said it earlier. We're in this stage where promos really don't matter as long as you can go in the ring. I think that's what Drew was trying to say.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he's right, 100%.
Yeah, more so than ever.
The complete opposite of the business from back in the day. The complete opposite. Because no way was the Crusher and fucking whoever drawing him in with the work rate, you know? It was we're going to beat this bum. We're going to run him all over the mill. You know, it was that shit that got it. Now it's just, you know, bing, boom, bam, all over the place. That's what sells.
Do you think it's
WWE's catching up with times is what it is.
death of kayfabe?
No, to me, at this point, Tony Nese, deserves a lot better. He showed it in this match tonight. I came into this show tonight thinking, do I really want to see Drew Gulak and Tony Nese? And they changed my mind. They legit changed everything. That
When
was in
this
my mind.
when the Andrews match was over, I was like, all right. I got up. I actually started dusting things in my living room because there was just whatever. And then Panda was like hard. It was a different Gulak. I'm like, what? So it got my attention. They got me. Put my dusting stuff down.
And I was happy about it. I was really excited about what we got tonight.
Nobody likes a dusty house.
What color undies were they, Logan?
Black, not rainbow.
They were blue. Drew Gulak was wearing blue undies. You were incorrect.
I meant blue.
Yep.
I do like his attire tonight. It came off really well.
Yeah. It was like an Ultimate Spider-Man comic. It was like cleaned up Gulak, the ultimate form.
And
With
his
this
boots,
fancy
his boots reminded me of like Ric Flair's a little bit, like the darker blue.
Easy,
The
bro.
Blight Souls.
Easy, brother.
But no, Drew Gulak was just he caught everybody off guard.
What's the chat think of Drew Gulak's new attire and his undies and his choice?
His choice of underwear.
I gotta say, across the boards, everyone's probably gonna give him a thumbs up.
Taylor
Okay.
Snake.
The one positive thing, in my opinion, hot take, out of this whole bumblefuck booking decision of how 205 Live's has been this. Steven Richards like Drew Gulak. I've loved it. I don't know why. He's good at that character. That shit with Braun Strowman at Christmas time, the elf he was in was good. He was the best part of that show for me. So in a way, I'm sad. I hope they balance it where he still kind of does that and not this all the time. But this was A, refreshing to see for him, and B, just shocking at how good he was at this. Because I'd never caught a lot of him on the indies, ever, really, in like PWG and stuff, because I never watched a lot of PWG.
According to my sources, this match was so good that Travis put away his dusting supplies. Dave Meltzer 205 Live report. Thank you,
Sure.
Tater.
And then I DVR'd Pancrase that I'm going to watch after this. And I'm going to rate that. And then I'm going to do a show about it with somebody.
You want a hot take? This main event match gave me and put me into the next level of 205 Live. Pun intended to that show tomorrow night.
Yes, sir.
Megan, question.
Yes.
What did you think of this match?
I thought it was a good match. They were on the mat a lot. And then, I don't know, there was rules broken. That was definitely, again, the commentary, you know, they made a big thing about how Gulak, his feet left the mat. He did a drop kick. Is that not a? Because I understand he's like no high flying, but he really truly, authentically kept his feet pretty much on the mat up until then. I don't know. I'm trying to rack my brain since then, being like, did he ever? I don't know.
Except there's certain times he would do the spot where like he would try to climb the top rope, remember, and the crowd would eat that shit up, and he'd like get nervous and shake like he didn't know what he's doing up there.
Yeah, that was it. Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
So I think they're gonna take out the. I don't know. Maybe they're gonna leave it, and then they're gonna. I don't know. But I think at some point they're gonna cut out the whole no high flying thing. Just by how they made that such a big deal, I'm like, oh great, they're gonna lose it. I kind of want him to keep it because you go back to that Steve thing, and that's what he reminds me of is that, and then maybe he gets some people on the Drew chain. Choo choo. Okay, sorry, I loved that. I did. I really loved that.
That was fantastic.
I loved that a little too much.
That was the best thing ever.
I mean, it's just like, I don't know. I would like to see more with him. And again, I don't know him from the indies like you, Travis. I don't know much about him until he got on here, and then I'm kind of like, well, I'm a little interested, even though I want to punch him in the throat, but because he's like, you know, all up in everybody's business and being a downer. But I was still interested. So, I do. I liked how they meshed well together. You want to talk about chemistry? Those two, when they first started, and they were like one leg locked into the other, and they're flipping around. That was kind of cool. You're just kind of like, okay, so they're in sync. They know each other.
Yeah.
I don't know. The abs. I'm over the abs. Whatever that is. I'm like, yeah, you have 8 abs. Just move on. So does a lot of other people in this business. Come on, I'm really over that. They need to change that and make it, I don't know, into something else. I mean, I can see him being
dude.
I don't know, like, I don't know. I mean, it worked for the Hulkster because he would like kiss the arm. What is he gonna do? Bend down and kiss his abs? What did he do? Marilyn Manson himself?
It's timeless, brother. It's timeless gimmick, dude.
So I don't know. It was a good match. I mean, out of the two, I think they were equal, and there wasn't anything. I mean, I think there's going to be a crappy match next week, but yeah, I think that's going to be the first real crappy match out of this whole tournament. They've all been pretty good. I mean, I told Logan.
Sorry, I'm just saying.
Huh?
My pick to
really?
Sorry.
Okay. Let's see it.
I think Travis is on crack now.
If that happens, I'm sorry, guys.
He's done. He's done.
I'm done. I shut it all down if that happens.
No.
No, I don't think he'll go all the way. I think out of all that, Murphy's definitely getting the push tomorrow, and now we're getting into, okay, this is getting predictable. I might as well just go try to watch SmackDown like I did tonight and not succeed.
You mean like predictable in the sense of like all these like debut guys are just going to win anyway, so why does it matter?
I don't think all the debut men. I don't think they're all going to win, but because I didn't think Andrews. Okay, well they have been, but here's the thing: is I didn't think Andrews was going to win this week.
I didn't either. I predicted Tozawa. I'm with you. It's probably going to be a nice little debut for him to get his name on the show, and he's now on the show. But right? I was shocked, actually. I didn't think he was going to win. Plus,
so I'm a little
banned. Isn't that why he hasn't been around? Really?
Well, I think he was touring for a little while.
Yeah, something.
Something like that. So, but I don't know. Maybe Spud being in because they were so close is made it more appealing for him.
Right.
Yeah. I don't know.
I can see that.
So, I don't know. I'm pretty certain Murphy's going to win next week. I'm just going to call it now. Just with the promos that happened and all that kind of stuff. They're amping him up, and then I'm like, now you pointed it out. Thanks, Travis. Now I'm going to think all the new guys are going to win. Maybe I'm not so interested anymore.
Well, that's just kind of like I thought you were. As I was with you, I was like, it seems like all these guys that are debuting are just going to win anyways. But I hope.
Yeah, I wasn't even thinking that way. Now I am, and that's probably what I was thinking all along. And it would have hit me at some point. It would have been like, God, all the new ones are going to win. And I mean, I guess it's good to bring in new talent, right? But yeah, some of them someone needs to lose. That is just, let's just put them in here, give them some hype, then they lose. Maybe it will be Murphy. Maybe because it's so predictable and you're like, yep, that's going to be the guy who wins. Maybe the other guy's going to win that you don't like so much. I don't know.
Did anybody else know that Wesley Blake is still on the roster in a tag team in NXT? Because I didn't. Until I saw it in like a 2-second interview on WWE or whatever. I was like, what?
I saw that. I still can't remember who his partner was.
Some fucking guy.
One guy. That
Blake and fucking guy.
Blake and some fucking guy. He's not Asian.
I didn't even know he was still there. I didn't even know.
Oh.
Yeah.
Logan, have you seen this? Did you know this?
No, I haven't actually.
Oh, keep it secrets for. Oh, you haven't. Sorry. I thought you would know.
So it was just you keeping the secrets there, Travis.
Damn it. God.
Damn it.
Damn it.
Damn it. Myers!
Myers!
So, early predictions next week. I'm going with Jack Gallagher and Murphy.
Who's Jack Gallagher going against?
Oh. Mustafa Ali.
I'm there
I'm going to say it's going to be... Oh, man. Ali and... Davari.
This wants to be
Oh,
contrary.
jeez.
Yeah, well,
Fair, Logan.
I still feel, for some reason, I still feel that Buddy Murphy's like, they're just filling a spot.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mm.
It's Buddy fucking Murphy. I mean, he looks like a 205 Live Aleister Black, but still, I don't know what it is. He looks like, just team him with Kurt Hawkins, because they look similar. I don't know. What do you do with them? There's so much talent right now. It's crazy.
You make him a dingo, mate.
If this was 05 or 06, considering he's Australian, looks the way he does. Kind of looks like a 2000 Triple H, and he's good. If this was like years ago, then yeah, why not? But there's so much talent. He's going to get outclassed for one, I think. And I mean, he's good, but not like.
He'd be a wallaby, like Rocco.
That's not enough. This is not.
But if
The most stereotypical podcast, cruising right along, under no control. Look at all those fucking.
But in the long run, if next week is the final matches for this tournament, it's got to be Roderick Strong and Cedric Alexander. I'm sorry, but that's just me. Because to me, you can't push Cedric Alexander like they did against the way they did the past like month or so.
Where's Noam Dar? I keep seeing him more and more on like the intro graphic. They keep putting more footage of him. Is he coming back anytime?
Isn't he hurt?
Yeah, he was.
He's hurt. He had a knee surgery.
Maybe he'll be one of the, like one of the last.
I heard he had an ACL surgery.
Ooh. Yeah, and that wasn't that long ago. Now you said that.
Right.
Yeah.
I didn't know what kind of surgery it was. I didn't know it was that kind of damn. Well, when
Surgery
take him off
sucks.
Actually, when I read when I read that he was hurt and injured and had to have the ACL surgery, he was legit actually working with that injury for a couple weeks until he finally went in for the MRI and all that. So
That's insane, but okay.
who knows how injured he was? Because there was only like one website that even said anything about him.
Not a top guy.
No, no.
I don't know. I think it's gonna come down to two people that are already in there, and I think these people that are getting like first draw over are going to eventually just be that. They're gonna get their win and then they're gonna lose, and I think it's gonna come down to Alexandra and Rainbow Underwear.
I could also see maybe Roderick Strong and Mustafa Ali try to make a. Ali's really good. He really is.
Yeah,
And they've kind of built him up as that like real babyface underdog, in a very subtle way.
He reminds me of kind of like a 1-2-3 kid. Kind of.
a little bit, yeah. I noticed that. Then again,
His style too. I mean, not just his
Yeah.
appearance. Like the whole package. Kind of. That's the closest thing I could think of. But like, yeah.
he's not terrible on the mic either. Actually,
No, he's not.
I've seen some great things.
1-2-3 kid was fucking terrible on the mic. That's for sure. We can all agree.
No.
Until he became like 6, he was fucking god awful on the mic.
And even then,
I can't see Roderick Strong losing.
Eric Bischoff, you suck. I still remember that one.
Put that in my bed. Smell that. Fucking wasted. Give him a mic. He's wasted. He's ready. Send him out there.
But if you really want to repackage that division and that title, I'm sorry, but Roderick Strong is that guy.
I can see that.
Yeah.
Well, and Roderick Strong is also. Does anybody else? Okay, I guess this may be just because I'm a girl and I know about relationships. He is like engaged and has a baby with one of the 4 horsewomen from MMA.
Yeah, I think I heard
So did anybody put that into consideration? Yeah. So you have Ronda, then you have the 2 lesbians. One of them is now in WWE. And then you have the one extra girl, the short one. I think she's the shortest one of the bunch. Is it Mia? I think it's Mia or something like that. I don't know names very well. But yeah, they have a kid together. And I don't know. With Triple H kind of like trying to flick Ronda's bean over there, being like, hey, flick, you want in this? I can kind of see them maybe pushing it, but then I don't know. Maybe it's like what they're doing with
you're more up to date on all that shit than I am, because when I see the 4 horse, I'm like, oh, Ronda, Baszler, and 2 chicks, because I have no clue who the other 2 are.
So Baszler and the other tall one, they're together.
Boom.
They're actually like a thing. They're an item. They live together with yeah. So and then you have the one extra short girl.
So you mean to tell me the 2 lesbians are scissoring in the ring now?
They're lesbian.
Well, they're always the one in the middle too. I mean, I don't know. I always kind of noticed a pattern where you have Ronda and the short one on the outside, and then the 2 are always in the middle. Probably because they're like, you can't be by yourself.
I'm shocked. Jeez, I'm like floored.
Welcome back to Is It a Lesbian?
Scissoring. We're only here on Patreon. Drew Gulak beat Tony Nese with the scissoring.
They were scissoring at the beginning of the match.
Okay. I know one of you fucking saw it, so admit it. I don't want to be that guy. I'm like, dude, that's weird. He got an Ahmed Johnson kind of wedgie during this match. Tony Nese towards the end, he got a huge...
Oh my god, it was
camera. I feel like the camera
right
they kept purposely cutting the shots to not show it. Like, it was there, and like they knew.
They didn't know. They were like, they were like, go to camera 2. Nope, go to camera 3.
Go to cheek 2.
Guys.
Go to back.
There's too much butt.
Cheek 1. Not a steak. What are you doing?
Now give it a little kiss. Damn it.
Give it a little kiss, Pally.
It's the scissor submission. Oh.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
Good, thank you. I'm not alone. I noticed that. Ugh.
it was a lot of butt cheek. And then it was like a lot of fabric, like up there. You're like, oh.
One could say, Logan, the premier butt cheek. Huh?
Uh-huh.
Don't worry, he has 9 things to talk about now.
He can't count to 8 though. He just counts to 2 instead of 8.
Well,
True.
Tater said...
He bends over on stage. He just gets 1, 2. And just walks to the ring. Sorry, I'll stop.
Tater said in the chat, hey, flick, Megan, Triple H business meeting with Ronda Rousey impression.
Tater with always the amazing quotes. There you go, Tater.
Yes. Tay-Tay.
Tay-Tay.
He hates it. Confirmed.
In the end, guys, though, this was a great night for 205 Live again. And hopefully Megan's wrong about next week. Hopefully.
I hope it goes somewhere interesting. I don't doubt it, but I don't know. It's kind of like a bad relationship where you kind of broke up for a little bit, and you're like, I just need a moment. Really, it's just me. And then you're like getting back in, and you're kind of like, I just want to see if we can work out as friends, if we can even handle being around each other at this moment. And right now we're in that moment where
because it's like iffy. Your boyfriend, he starts out like this wholesome Zack Sabre Jr., right? But by the end of it, he's turned into this Enzo motherfucker. So you're like, okay, we need a break because you're not the same guy. And to see now you come back and he's all Roderick Strong. He's like, all right, maybe.
You're like, okay, maybe.
Yeah, maybe. Oh my God, what? That is the expression of 2018 so far. Look at that, dating in 205 Live.
I agree. That's the explanation for 205 Live I've ever heard.
Of pretty much anything wrestling angle build-up wise ever for me. That was
and it's like, and it can go anywhere from here. It's like, I don't know where this is gonna go, but I'm here because I care, and I want to see where this goes. Do I trust that it's gonna go a different way, or in a good way, or do I trust that it's just gonna stay the same?
One of them are going to end up on Team Mom. I know that much.
I'm gonna say that it's gonna be Andrews.
Somebody in this tournament.
I keep wanting to call you Wild Wayne, but Logan, make sure to thank your lovely chat for hanging on by a thread with us tonight, because we're all over the place.
Yes,
Oh God,
thank
all
you
over.
guys in the chat. Hammers is finally here as well.
Hammers? Took him long enough. Damn.
Amber's is the color of your energy. Yeah, that badass joke means it's time to close shop. I'm done. And by badass, I mean bad as ass.
Bad as ass.
Bad as all dirty ass.
All the ass.
Just one cheek.
Just one cheek with a whole bunch of fabric stuck up the crack.
The knees cheek.
Send the stagehand of Michael's Arts and Crafts before the show starts real quick to get the opportunities his entrance. So Sandra, the seamstress, can hook him up.
Well, guys, Hammers actually says Murphy will win the belt. That's his
Ooh.
prediction.
What?
Look at that.
Hammer.
Look at that Murphy mark.
Are they about to go on an
Congratulations.
Australian tour?
Whoa.
Hey, you know what? I would not hate it. If he impresses next week, I'm open to it, man. This fucking show needs all the new talent it can get if they can go. And he's got a good look, like we said. We'll see. There's just so much talent.
We'll see.
Much. It's the biggest thing holding him back is just not his fault, I feel like.
Yeah, I can definitely see that. Yep. But, at the end, this has been Cruise Control, Future Wrestling Podcast, right here, right now. And it's time to close shop.
Oh, tomorrow.
And for everyone that's listening and watching, happy Valentine's Day as well from Future Wrestling Podcast. What did I just hear?
I think somebody just did a kissy face.
I gave the world a kiss.
Oh my, Travis!
Happy Valentine's Day, everybody. It is Valentine's Day.
You whore.
St. Valentine's Day Massacre.
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 Now that's something I could look forward to.
Alright, well, ladies first. Megan, thanks for coming on once again. Where can they check you out?
You can find me everywhere at the Megan Starr. That's with 2 E's and 2 R's.
And Drew, who's in the room?
You can find me at jeffjarrett.com with JEFFJARRETT.
Cash for gold.
And
.com.
After on Twitter.
And the man himself, Travis.
Daddy. Oh.
Hibiki TMD on YouTube.
And you guys can check me out right here on Future Wrestling Podcast. Go hit that like, that subscribe, and of course, on Twitter, at Logan Myers144. Thank you guys for coming on once again. This has been Future Wrestling Podcast, 205 Live, Cruise Control.
Thank you,
Thank you guys.
brother.
out, cause I can